everybody. Thank you again for joining me for another episode of What's To Ya. This week I'm sitting down with the artist AyeBee. Yes, he is one of our partnered artists, and I know a lot about him, but I'm excited for you all to kind of see what's to him. Before we get started, if you could like, subscribe, share, leave a rating or review on our podcast, I greatly appreciate it. That helps our numbers, helps in the SEO, all that good stuff. So it's greatly appreciated when you guys take the time, if you listen to it, to give us 5 stars on Spotify, leave an Apple podcast review, or just like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. All right. After all that stuff, AyeBee, my man. So what's to you, man? What's to you?
What's good? I'm AyeBee. I'm from Mount Sterling. That's a little bit like 40 minutes out of Quincy. I'm based in Quincy now. I'm the local lyrical leaf lover. You know what I mean? That's like what I like to call myself. I'm just a stoner who loves to rap. I love words. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
What'd you say? Local
I'm
lyrical,
the local lyrical leaf lover. Yep. So I've been saying at shows and people like it. So I've been
4 L's, 4 leaf clover. I'm fucking with it. That's dope as fuck. All right. So you say that. So kind of talk to us about your relationship with Mary Jane.
Well, I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm a stoner. I'm a pothead. I smoke all the time, but it's not like I'm not smoking to be intoxicated. It's more like a medication for me. Like it's sort of in high school, it sort of kind of replaced my ADHD medication more or less. So it kind of just it's part of my lifestyle, honestly.
Yeah. So in high school, you suffered from it. Let me rephrase. So in high school, you had ADHD.
Yeah, yep. I had ADHD, so I took pills like all through my childhood, and then I basically stopped taking them, and then tried marijuana, and it just helped me personally. Like I don't push it on people. It's not something I'm like, you need to do this, but it's something that I vocalize that has helped me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Personally, it's been beneficial.
Yeah, has it helped combat the effects of ADHD?
For sure. Like, well, my main thing with ADHD is like I can't lock in and focus on anything. Like I'm here and then I'm there and then I'm there. So it's easy to, if I smoke a little bit, it's easy to just kind of sit down, get zoned in, and not be spacing out everywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
I know a lot of other people that would argue that point, but
hey man, that's why I say it's person to person. Like,
yeah,
whatever worked for you, it's what I found to be helpful.
Yeah. No, different strokes for different folks, man. I'm glad you found something, because I'm not a big advocate of the pills either, and that especially when you're in the youth. I don't know. You're not giving someone a chance.
I was on a pretty good dosage as a kid, so it kind of gave me like antisocial anger problems. So it's more or less kind of like we just helped me fight back and kind of undo some of that. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. Man. I'm glad you found that that kind of remedy to that. With that said, how does it kind of go into your creativity? I know it helps you lock in, but like, does it give you a boost or
just
enhance?
Like, yeah, no, well, my thing is, what I like to tell people is I'm not good at coming up with new ideas when I'm high, but I'm good at expanding on ideas that I already have when I'm high. So like, I don't necessarily smoke to be like, I don't sit down, listen to a beat and smoke to like write. I usually smoke after I have an idea of what my bass is going to be, and then that's kind of helped me spread out my thought process, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. So now we're going over into how you create your songs. And so what is your process when you're creating songs? Do you write first?
I mean, I'm always writing, you know what I mean? So I have endless verses and bars and just in my phone or in my notebook. So like, hear a new beat or whatever, hear a new track or get an idea, I sit down and I kind of just see what kind of tone will fit for the track, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just kind of sit and vibe it out, and then as different words and stuff come, I kind of piece together different parts of the song just kind of as they come, you know?
So with all that in mind, are you a type beat person, or are you I need an exclusive made for me, this is what I'm going for?
Whatever I vibe with, bro. Like I don't even listen for certain sounds, to be honest. Like, I mean, I'm at the point I feel like where I can openly experiment and try different things and try to do what feels feels the best and figure out what I'm good at rather than trying to do what I hear other people doing or anything like that. You know what I mean? So really, it's just kind of like someone sends me a type beat and it's hard. I'll rap on it. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
won't hate on it, but it's also really nice to get custom made like stuff catered to
Yeah.
your style. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's kind of here or there.
So let me ask you this: when you get a beat and the beat has a name, does that influence your song?
Sometimes, yeah. Well, I mean, because usually my thought process is the producer will name a beat, usually whatever their vibe is, you know what I mean, when they're making
Yeah.
it. So I kind of give it some thought. It doesn't always really pan out like that, but sometimes it definitely sparks out stuff.
Yeah. That's pretty. I've always been curious to how some people kind of approach that kind of thing. Of course, you hear like the banter on Twitter and things like that.
Yeah.
So, that's just something I'm very curious in, because I know a lot of people do just draw inspiration from the name of a song to create. So I guess moving forward, when you go into your music, because listen to your music, it is a lot of marijuana, is things like
Yeah.
that. Can we talk about just mental health, the mental health aspect, and like the attention that's been given to it in these recent years, as like mental health in general? Like, I kind of want to see your point of view on mental health and how it's just been put in the spotlight recently.
Oh, I mean, like, as somebody who's had a lot of like, obviously I have ADHD, so like I kind of have mood swings and anxiety and depression and symptoms of all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So I kind of have a personal relationship with all that. But I don't know. I think it's definitely healthy for it to be addressed more. You know what I mean? And for it to be actual conversation rather than to just be like a special topic. You know what I mean? Because like
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people used to treat it like it was like you had to sit down and talk about that kind of stuff. Whereas now I think with like especially social media, it's like it's just kind of like common conversation. People talk about stuff like that a lot more often. So I think it's a good thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
And I would agree. How do you think music plays a role on mental health? What's your take?
like in general, you mean?
Yeah, like what's your take? I know a lot of people
I mean,
use
I
it to
think
go ahead.
it really. I mean, everybody listens to music for their own reasons. You know what I mean? So it's kind of
Yeah.
like it's really most people that I know use music. So like whatever they're feeling, that's the type of music they listen to. So it kind of helps them. Keep their feelings like they know what they're feeling. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Type of thing. So I
Yeah.
mean, I think it helps. It's definitely a thing for me personally. It's a good thing for me to just put myself in a certain kind of mood. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, okay, so let me follow up with this. Since music is used for that, what do you use music for? Not as an artist, but like when you're playing music, what are you listening for?
I mean, like, so I'm kind of a nerd, so whenever I listen to music, I like the rippity rap. I like a lot of syllables and like rhyme schemes and pen work. You know what I mean? Like, I love if I'm just listening to music, I'll put on something like that, some like Royce the 5'9", Eminem type lyrics. You know what I mean? Because
Word,
like I
yeah.
used to be really into that, but like that stuff like that always just helps me think because like it's different. It's different to hear somebody else express like the way they look at something or like put something in a certain way that you hear and you're just like, okay, I never thought about something like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's kind of like I like the thought process that comes with lyrics and stuff like that. But I mean, I also put on stuff to just vibe. I'm a huge Wiz fan. You know what I mean? You know that. Like
Yeah.
I love Wiz, so like it's just kind of whatever the vibe is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, are you a fan of battle rap too?
Oh yeah, I love battle rap. Rest in peace, Pat Stay, man. That was a big loss this last year, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a big battle rap fan. I get really into like the craftsmanship. You know what I mean? The
I like the schemes and the
creativeness and the
setup.
originality. Yeah, like everybody who can like take something that's been said a million times, but they say it in their own way and refresh to
Yeah.
someone weird. You know what I mean? Like
Never
I'm a
heard it
big
before.
lyric guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, so let's keep it moving and kind of let's talk about the authenticity of rap and just the confusion. Like a lot of people, I don't want to make this another question about marijuana, but are you someone that's able to like dissect and tell when someone's being authentic in their music, or if they're just saying the shit to say the shit?
Yes and no. I mean, some people obviously are good at acting, you know what I mean? And they can put
Yeah.
on a good show and kind of keep certain things from like, and keep it in the dark, you know? But like, I mean, in general, like, oh yeah, there's a lot of people who they just talk it, to talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of, I don't really judge people because I get it. Some people are just, they're trying to find a way to make their character bigger, you know what I mean? So I'm not like a hater, but
Yeah.
it's something you definitely pick up and know who you do and don't believe. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? When you hear it.
So if someone was to critique you on how much you smoke or your lifestyle, how would you respond?
All you gotta do is spend a day with me, bro. Like, and I could, people would know. People who know me know I'm
Yeah.
authentic. Like, I don't talk about things or put things out there that I wouldn't support myself or stand on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But in a sense, have you received a lot of backlash since your music kind of, I don't want to say it promotes smoking, but in a sense, it promotes how much you smoke. Have you received any backlash?
Oh yeah, I mean, especially like local people trying to like just trying to promote myself because I mean locally, especially on like anybody really too far above my age group, you know what I mean? They're not really, marijuana just became legal 2020, so
Yeah.
like it's
Around
been
that.
it's definitely it's a ride, you know what I mean? Trying to tell people
Yeah.
no, like listen to the music and but they hear one mention of weed or marijuana or anything like that, and they're like, nope, turn it off.
Yeah.
But it's what comes with it though. It's just like using it. It's not for everybody, so I don't expect everybody to flock
Fair
to it
enough.
if it's not for them. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. So, we're gonna pause here, and I want to let's go behind the lyrics. You send me the song "Still Waters." It's one of my favorite songs by you because of the depth in it.
Okay.
I love seeing you perform it. I'm gonna let you talk about it. So let's go behind the lyrics with "Still Waters."
Boy, it's AyeBee. I'm here with behind the lyrics for my track Still Waters with Good Vibes. Shout out to Good Vibes. Look, check me out one time. It get deep within my mind, but I ain't trying to run from it. I'm thinking as a grinder roll a spark it, then I puff the shit. I'm different mentally, it's like I'm off the mothership. An alien with an IQ of like 306. Percussionist, I'm marching to the same beat my drums will hit. Try to spit my shit, I guarantee your tongue will twist. Keep my distance from a bitch if she ain't fucking with the tunnel vision. And I'm probably crazy cause this young has been traumatized. Mama died when I was only 8, so my entire life I fought to try and cauterize the pain. Like, will I see a sunny day? Impossible to say, but every single day's a struggle when these ops are in your brain. It's like I'm locked up in my conscience and I'm boxing Sugar Ray Robinson. He blocked my fist and popped me in the face. Honestly, I'm toxic and you all should be afraid, so I just lock myself away as I get lost up in this maze. Still waters run deep. Say B.
Just tell me about it.
Oh, I mean, Still Waters, I think that one originated, I was kind of coming out of one of those, I wouldn't say I was like in a depressed hole or anything, but one of those like darker kind of moods, you know what I mean? And just, I was on the trend of like how my mind works, you know what I mean? And I just know that I'm not necessarily different than everybody, but I know that like in some ways I definitely have a deeper perspective on a lot of things. And the saying "still waters run deep" has always been something that's always echoed in my head. So
Yeah.
I
What is
thought it
it?
was just a dope topic.
No, I agree. I agree because, man, yeah, I want to continue talking to you, letting you speak about it. So, still waters run deep. What does that mean to you?
It's just things are more than they appear to be. You know what I mean? You don't always see the whole story, or you don't see everything that like somebody brings to the table, or what they've been through, or what they have to offer just by seeing somebody. You know what I mean? I feel like I represent that. Like, I don't look like a rapper. I don't feel like I put off like, you don't see me and be like, oh, I bet that guy raps. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but like it comes with it because at the same time, like that's really all I do. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So like I'm kind of a definition of still waters run deep in the sense of like you get more than you kind of see. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about the verse, because that first verse is
Pretty deep.
Yeah, talk to me, man. So what went into that?
So it starts off.
You got bars
Oh
about your mom passing.
yeah. Well, really, it kind of starts off. I was just kind of talking about like it get deep within my mind, but I ain't trying to run from it. I'm thinking as I grind a roll of spark and then I puff the shit. You know what I mean? So that's just like I love to think. I like to smoke and sit and let my thoughts kind of hit me because like in my experience, it's always been best to think those out rather than try to not think about them. You know what I mean? So like that's kind of where like the initial process of the song came from. But uh thinking as a grounded roller spark then a puff the shit. I'm different mentally. It's like I'm off the mothership and alien with an IQ of like 306. Percussionist.
Yeah.
I'm marching to the same beat my drums will hit. Try to spit my shit. I guarantee your tongue will twist. That's just like I'm different. You know what I mean? My mentality is different. I think about shit a lot different than most people do. You know what I mean? Especially in my experience, just talking to people. Then I get into traumatized because mama died when I was only 8. So my entire life I fought to try and cauterize the pain. So that's like my mom died whenever I was 8. You know what I mean? So like obviously that was a huge event in my life, but like it's something that set me off onto being more thoughtful about like made music mean more to me as a kid and made me think about stuff a lot more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like that's really where the basis of that song came from, was just talking about it's shit get deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So being from a small town, man, you've kind of talked about some of the challenges when it came to, you know, some of your habits to battle. What has there been any like positive influence on? Are there any positives that coming out of a small area?
Absolutely, and I think personally, I mean, I think work ethic is something that's like where I'm from, Mount Sterling. That's like a little farm town, bro. Like people go out to their jobs, they work hard, they get their shit done, they work hard, play hard. You know what I mean? So it was always kind of instilled to me like, you want something, go hard, like no breaks. You know what I mean? So like, that's one of the biggest things I think coming from a small town really instilled in me is just like a work ethic. You know what I mean? The blue collar kind of do the work and get the results type of
that you work
type
for.
of wrestling with the kids. Yeah, but I would say that's one of the biggest things from growing up somewhere like that.
So how does having that background, how does that kind of shape your perspective on the world? Because you've done a lot, man. From a kid being in Mount Sterling, you know, you've been to LA, you've been to Alabama, like, so how does your personal perspective change being from such a small area and then seeing those places and feeling the energy in those places?
It's crazy, bro, and especially like you don't really think about it when you're in the moment, but like after you do a show in the middle of LA, like it's like, man, I'm really out here doing stuff that like people back home wouldn't even think they could do. You know what I mean? Like we're from cornfields and cow pastures. You know what I mean? Like
Facts.
They don't do this around home, so it's different. It's definitely fun and it's eye opening. You know what I mean? Like you can take yourself places. You don't always need to wait for something magical or crazy to happen. You can just do the work and get it done and get out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So with that in mind, is that a message that you kind of instill in your music to try to connect with potential fans and listeners?
I try to, and I think I try a lot to share like personal points of view on certain things and just certain life situations. Like especially now, like some of the music that I have coming is a lot more. I'm trying more to give that perspective on stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's something I definitely want to put out a positive message and not just a like smoke weed, get high type of vibe. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like
smoke weed, get high.
Yeah, sometimes I get high, bro.
Yeah. No, I respect it. You bring up, you know, new sounds. You actually have a track dropping this week.
It'll be July 20th.
Right before the show. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's called Wufu. What's
Yep.
up? Can we expect to hear on that?
It's some Wu-Tang vibes, bro. I went ahead and at first I got my man Tevo Jordan. I got him. He was the first feature I got on there. It's like a Wu-Tang style, old school style track. You know what I mean? Some boom back bars, just rapping, and but that led into me getting actually a couple of other super dope locals on there. Bill Blast, Motion Plus. I mean,
Local legends.
he's not around here. Dope. You know what I mean? Pure dope. He's been at it forever. And then I got he ended up showing it to a dude named Odd Orville, and he's dope. He came in at the very end with a surprise verse. I didn't even know it was coming until he hit me up and said that, yo, let me lay this verse. I was like, all right, man. Yeah, but it came out super hard. I think it's a super dope posse cut. I've always wanted to do like a posse cut like that, just like multiple rappers just barring it out, you know what I mean? So I'm excited for it. I'm excited to share that with the world.
Yeah, that's what's up. Hey, pre-save link in the description. Click that bitch, save that bitch, whatever you listen to it on.
Get that out.
So when it comes to networking and meeting artists, do you have any like favorite collabs that kind of stand out outside of this one?
I mean, me and Tevo have done a few drops together, and I think he always brings a good perspective. Like, he talks about real life, you know what I mean? He doesn't just say things that don't make sense. Like, he has some good life perspective shit. So I think me and him working together is always really fun. Joel Stevenson, however you say that man's name. That man, he always brings the energy. I always obviously love my tracks with him. Always trying to get more with him, but he never finishes and set him back.
I had to air him out. Yeah, and I think when you perform with Joel, he always takes you to the next level as far as your energy.
He gives me that energy, bro. Like, it's nice to perform with somebody who, like, he's not just up there for him. You know what I mean? He's up there to have fun and make it dope. He's up there to help me go hard too. So it's always fun to get Joe on stage.
So as a recording artist, man, what are some of your goals that you have? Like, let's go long term, and then we'll circle back to short term goals. What are some of your long term goals as a recording artist?
Long term goals, I would say. I mean, obviously, I want to be able to build a catalog that I can make. I don't necessarily need to get rich off it, bro, honestly, but I would love to be able to make a living and be able to support myself doing shows and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, it would be super dope to be able to sell out a venue or two. You know what I mean? Like, be able to last and be able to still be doing this in 10, 15 years. You know what I mean? Even if it's whatever level I make it to, you know what I mean? Like, goal is really just to keep doing this, you know? Some capacity.
Word, bro. I respect that. What are some of your short-term goals? Let's go 2023, 2024, if you thought about it.
Working on engineering, working on learning to mix and master. That's my next step, I think. I've been dipping my toe in it for like a year or so now, but it's something I just started. I actually just mixed and mastered a track for Tevo Jordan off of his upcoming project, but that was my first one. He gave me the green light on it, so I think I'm gonna start trying to really kind of get into that and be able to be more sufficient. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What out of all the things you could have done, why mixing and mastering?
It's a good break from the pen that I don't have to not be working on music. Like, I always get really OCD about finishing stuff because I leave a lot of stuff unfinished. So in this way, then I can kind of take control of finishing songs and like have another outlet that I can work on without having to stress about lyrics. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, AyeBee, we've learned a lot about you, but what's one thing, being a kid from bumfuck Egypt, like truly the middle of nowhere, I'm right there with you.
Want me to repeat that shit on the map?
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Population less than 2,000,
dude. So, what's one thing you would share to someone from a similar area? What's one positive message you would give them?
Just find what you like and do that to the your fullest capability. Because there's bound to be somebody else out there from a similar situation that likes what you like. You know what I mean? Like, there's always places to outreach to. There's always, like, the internet. Bro, I didn't start this shit doing this in person. I didn't meet somebody and was like, let's record music. Like, I started this shit over Twitter. I got linked in with my engineer. Shout out to 215 God Beats. That man and I have been working together for coming up on 6 years now. Like,
Yeah.
We've been putting in work, you know what I mean? But you just get out there, look into stuff, research stuff, talk to anybody, you know what I mean? That's get into what you love and do it. You know what I mean? It's really the main thing.
Or respect, man. How can people follow you and support you? Where can they follow you and how can they support you?
Find me on all social medias at AyeBee Music, AyeBee Music. That's the apps on Instagram and Twitter, and on Facebook. AyeBee Music's my page. Find me on all streaming platforms at AyeBee, AyeBee. Run me up, bro. My newest single, Hotbox, that stuff's going up, so make sure y'all check that out.
Word. Find me in the Hotbox. That shit hard. That shit hard. AyeBee, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me and answering the question, what's to you? I greatly appreciate it, man. And we'll be talking soon because we got a show. We got 2 of them. Actually, no, fuck that. Let's circle back. This ain't over. Let's talk about performing. Let's talk about performing. This shit ain't over. Let's talk about performing. Because I've seen you grow. Dude, every time, bro, I'm blown away by every time. I wish I could have saw that last one with Ice Age. But like I still ain't seen the footage. So I'm waiting on it. Waiting on the footage. But let's talk about performing and being on stage from your first show. Let's start there. First show, what are your thoughts getting on stage for the first time?
Man, what was that? Was that
This was my very first vibe check.
Was that 2020?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my lord. So man, from that show, I was not prepared to be on a stage at that point. I stood my ass still. I stayed in one place. I did not look at anybody. I barely knew my words, bro. Drastically.
Let's fast forward to 2023. 2023, what's different about your performance?
I've crafted an actual, turned it into a show rather than me just going up there and performing music. You know what I mean? Being able to, actually talk to people while I'm rapping, you know what I mean? Instead of just standing and, hoping people like what they hear. You know what I mean? I feel like I've came out socially performing. I can walk up to the biggest dude in the room and rap in his face. I've done it many times. It's definitely a whole game changer now that I have a lot more confidence. The growth has been absolutely insane, bro.
Yeah.
Even personally, being able to go out and just rock a stage, that's something I didn't think I could do 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lie to you.
Man, I'm always gonna be proud of you as you being one of my partnered artists, man. Seeing your growth, accepting the challenges I give you when it comes to performing, when it comes to the subject matter in your songs, when it comes to putting yourself out there. I always appreciate the effort. We'll always appreciate the effort.
Yes, sir.
So for your last performance with Ice Age, I challenged you to go a cappella while the crowd was clapping.
Yeah.
When I texted you that, your response,
I was like, what?
But
this man is crazy. I was like, I don't think I can do that. But that was probably one of the best things I've ever done, because literally every single person was talking about that afterwards. It didn't matter if they were one of the ones over by the thing or not. They were all the way in the back drinking and clapping. You know what I mean? It was probably the most energy I've ever had going at one time. So it was definitely it was a dope addition, man. It was dope.
So I bring that up because, like I said, you accept the challenge, you step up, you text me I'll fucking try it. I don't really know what you're thinking, but I'll try it. I wanted to highlight that because I've sent you challenges. I've sent you challenges to where it's not only get in their face, but it's control them, And I think another thing that this is not, I'm not trying to make this about what I've done for you, but it's more, I want people to view it as how far you've come, because like you said, you stood there.
Hey man, and
you
I could not have done everything that I've done and learned the stuff I've learned without the opportunities you helped me with.
But so I just want to say, like, the first show you were just standing there and you found me. That's when you picked up your lyrics again, and then to now it's like I tell you to acapella over people clapping. You're like, all right,
Yeah.
all right, and I'll be like, tell them to put their fucking hands up. Put your fucking hands up. And it's like, all right. So just to see how far you've come, man, is just. But yeah, so
I appreciate you, bro, big time.
Dude, I appreciate you accepting the challenge, and just I'm so glad I got to see and witness some of this. This is awesome to me. I'm glad to be here.
No, dude, it goes both ways. Even just with as far as good vibes come, like, it's motivating for me to be around that energy. You know what I mean? Like, it's fantastic for me to be like, all right, James is putting on this show. Like, I know it's gonna be well put together. We're gonna go kill this shit. You know what I mean?
Respect. All right, one more time. Where can people follow you and support you?
Follow me on all social medias at AyeBee Music, AyeBee Music. Also, or all streaming platforms at AyeBee. That's AyeBee. Round me up. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Shoot.
Yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. You have a good night. We'll talk soon.
Yes, sir. You too.